Okay, here we are. Test. Test, test. There we go. Okay, good morning. Good morning, top of the morning to you. It has been quite a morning. Well, quite a 24 hours. 48? Not real sure. But welcome to the live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Come on in and make yourself at home. Hold on, I'm going to put my keyboard back here. Yeah, it's going to be a little loud. All right, so thank you guys for coming in. Welcome to another episode of Shift Happens. This is your wind up or wind down time of the day. Eastern Standard Time, it is 4:38 a.m. Pacific Time, it is 1:38 a.m. Whatever you're doing, if you're getting ready to go to bed, if you're getting off of a late shift and you want to just wind down and have a chat about some things, we can certainly do that here in this space. This is where we come to talk about our wins and to talk about our challenges. Maybe we'll talk about some things that are going on in the world. Maybe we'll get a little messy occasionally. But most of the time, my cat is putting his scent on my light. But most of the time, we'll go ahead and we'll just talk about things that give us encouragement and that help us to continue on this journey we call life together as people. I'm sorry if that purring is loud. He's feeling some things. I probably will end up holding him for a sec. Oh, no, he wants to play. Anyway, so let's get started with some wins for the week. Drop your wins in the chat. Let's see what your wins are. If you got a promotion, if you landed the job, or even if you just got through the day without turning your emotions into felonies or assault charges. Let's go ahead and celebrate those things, because those things are important. Those are the small wins, and we celebrate wins of all sizes here. Big wins like Oscars and Grammys, and little wins like I didn't slap the taste out of your mouth today, even though you harass me every day. We want to talk about those, and we want to bring some light to the fact that sometimes, yeah, it does get pretty tough, and it's like that. So this is your safe space where you can just take a deep breath and release. Light you some candles if you need them. I have mine, see. Light some candles if you need them. Get your fragrance. Grab your tea or your coffee if you're just getting up. These are the quiet hours, of the morning where you should be able to reflect, if you have time, before you start your day. Even if you wake up late, before you go hopping out of the bed to go and fix things and have things do what they're supposed to do to support your family, take a few minutes and give gratitude for waking up, to your bodily organs for working, for breathing, for hopefully another full 24. We had some great ones leave us yesterday. We had some great ones leave us yesterday. First, I want to talk about Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was known to many of us for years as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. The Cosby Show was the birthplace for many of us getting to know quite a few influential and powerful and talented actors that we know and love. One of my favorites, Jason Momoa's ex-wife, Lisa Bonet, played Denise, Theo's sister. The young lady who played Vanessa went on to have her own talk show for a little while. Of course, we have the incomparable Felicia Rashad, sister of Debbie Allen. Oh my God, this cat is taking over the broadcast. Hey, you gotta chill out, sir. Yeah. Anyway, and we remember her. Felicia Rashad went on to be one of the deans at Howard University in DC, which is, huge as well. Of course, Bill Cosby, who had a huge fall from grace publicly. And we have Theo. We have others that we talk about and who are still with us, but we have Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theo. Theo was dyslexic. We got to watch him grow, of course, as a teenage boy in a 2-parent household with nothing but sisters. We got to watch him learn how to deal with his learning disability, and actually, once he got a handle on it, we got to watch him soar and then go on to become, I believe, a professor or an instructor in his own right. I remember Malcolm Jamal Warner most recently from Suits, which is a show that I really like to watch. One of the characters went to prison, and he was the prison counselor who was to help the guy, rehabilitate and get back on track, which he really did have some things that he needed to work on. And Malcolm Jamal Warner, that is the most recent role that I recall watching him in. Suits is on Netflix now, and there is a Suits LA, but this is the original Suits in New York that I am referring to, when Mike Ross's character went to prison. I hope that wasn't a spoiler, but if it was, watch it anyway. It's a good time. Meghan Markle is in it as well. She does a pretty good job. I think I'd like to see her in more acting roles, to be honest. She's not bad. She's okay. I can find something else for her to do, So condolences to the family. He left behind spouse, a daughter, a host of other family and friends, mom. And from what I read, he drowned in an accident while swimming off the coast of Costa Rica. Really, really sorry to hear that. Lost an uncle in a similar fashion. And you are never ready when life throws something like this at you. But we hope that the family will find comfort and solace in his memory, and that the Most High will envelop them in grace during this time. Ozzy Osbourne also left us yesterday. He passed away at 76 years old. I remember seeing earlier this year something having to do with one of his last concerts or a farewell show that he had just done. And I thought to myself, man, he has been rocking for decades. he is noted as being one of the pioneers of metal, heavy metal music. I used to work with a lady who loved metal, and she was not what you would think your typical metal fan would look like. I don't know why I mentioned that, but just stereotypically, she didn't fit the mold, but she loved metal. And we used to have these conversations where she would just tell me things about the music or share with me some of the things that she enjoyed. And I had never really given that genre of music a chance before speaking to her. And I never really got into it like that, but I did know who Ozzy Osbourne was. One of the things in the community that I remember was the cover that was done with, oh my gosh, it was Trick Daddy, Lil Jon, Ozzy Osbourne. And they had taken one of his songs and made a big hit that was in the strip clubs. And I don't remember if it was called Let's Go. That might have been the name of it. I don't know, but that guitar solo, oh my goodness, with the bass behind it, honey, metal and rap go together. Woo, like shoes and laces. Rock and rap go together like shoes and laces. Remember Aerosmith and Run DMC and Walk This Way? Ooh, baby girl. There are some collaborations that we need. And I think if you're an Ozzy Osbourne fan, you should play that song today. Hopefully the radio will play it. It is the mix with Ozzy Osbourne and Trick Daddy and Lil Jon. And I'm talking about when that came out, early 2000s, I think. Maybe the aughts. Honey, that thing was bumping everywhere, especially the strip club. What? It just, the bass and then the guitar was powerful. So rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. You may remember his wife from being on The Talk, which I don't even know if that show still airs, but she was one of the panel on The Talk for a while, for a number of years, until there were some issues. Personal issues and political preference tend to always kind of stand in the way of shows. If someone makes a comment and then you stand up for your friend, depending on what your job is, it could be detrimental if you are subject to cancel culture. But we're not talking about that. We want to send out our condolences and our good vibes to his children and to his wife, to the family and the host of friends and bandmates or, tour crew that knew him, cared about him, loved to rock with him, did drugs with him, whatever. We want to send you guys our love and condolences. But at 76, man, he had to have lived quite a life. That's one of those lives where it's like, dude, just sit down and just tell me some stuff. So we had two leave us yesterday. Two that I can think of off the top of the dome. And I think that what we need to remember as those of us who are still here, and I'm not speaking directly to the family because I am in no way, shape, or form qualified or interested in telling you how you should grieve. But I will say, remember that your loved ones live their lives to the fullest, pursuing their purpose and walking in it with gratitude, joy, love, and appreciation for the opportunity. While you grieve them and you miss them and it's not fair and we weren't ready, the world grieves with you the loss of our beacons of light and hope. May what these men stood for and the lives that they touched be of some small measure of comfort to you as you embark on the rest of your journey in their absence. remembering that on this plane, they are not with you and are not reachable in the way that they have been up until their date of transition, but that they are always around you in memory, in feeling, and in heart. So I hate to switch gears here because it would be seems kind of heartless to go on ahead and switch gears, but we need to go on ahead and move on into the next portion of our show. So I guess we don't need to take any time to do the reflection part because we've been reflecting. But what I would like to do is wrap this up. I'm looking at my notes here to see what we can come up with. So this is my third episode. There is no one in the chat yet. And that's okay because I'm going to continue with this. It's fun, it's great, and I can't wait for you guys to start joining me in the chat and on live so that we can share our wins and we can talk about things that are important to us. I want this to be your place where you come and it's like, so what did you do today? What are your wins? How are you? Let's do a temperature check. It's Wednesday. Many of us are waking up to start the day. It's hump day and we don't want to go. Many of us are coming home after a night shift and we just want to curl up. We don't want to be bothered. It's summer vacation in the States. So unless your son or daughter is in camp or in summer school, if they even do that anymore, you're probably going to have a full day of entertaining them, or maybe you're on vacation. Who knows? If you come down in the chat, you can let me know where you are vacationing from, what your plans are for today, what adventures you have experienced, and we can talk about those things. We can be amazed. All right. So let's get into our motivational quote for today. We really should. I like doing these at the bottom of the show because it helps to keep us mindful of what we need to be focusing on. And so what I did is I have a list of some quotes that I like, and then I have a list of some quotes that I don't necessarily like, but that will probably resonate with my invisible audience. Yes, my audience is invisible for now, but it won't always be thus. And one day we'll look back on these and say, oh my God, remember when there was absolutely nobody listening? Yeah, I need that to be soon. But that's okay. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Let's talk about what success is in light of what we have done and whom we have recently lost. Let's talk about what success is. Let's do it. Let's talk about that thing. How do you define success? What is it to you? Does success mean being able to, what does it mean to you? Think about that. And I'd also like you to think about this. As we talk about what success is, it's important that we recognize that success is not merely looking at what someone else may have done to make them successful. Success is not that. You can admire what someone has done to be successful. I'm not saying don't, but what I'm saying is Your success and what their success is may not be the same thing. And it's okay for it not to be the same thing. I think it's important because sometimes we get caught up in things. We get caught up in what we feel like success is supposed to be based on what we see that other people have accomplished. And the problem with that is now you're caught up in what their accomplishments are on their journey. And who's paying attention to what's happening on yours? You know? Winston Churchill, who I pulled a lot of these quotes from, says that success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Now, do we agree with that? I think that's a pretty good summation of what success is. It's going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Don't people always tell you there might be a lot of no's before you get to that yes with your job interviews? Let's say, for example, this should resonate with a lot of people. You could send out 50 job applications or 200. Hopefully not 200. But in today's day and age, in this economy, sorry, that was really loud. You're definitely sending out multiples, right? You like my Halloween cup? It's way too early, but that's okay. It's orange, and that's what I wanted for today. You could send out a lot of applications, a lot of interest, a lot of things that would hopefully get you your job or your gig or whatever. And in the process, on the journey, there will be a lot of no's. Just because on TV and on YouTube you see the yeses doesn't mean that you should only focus on the yeses. The no's and what you learn from them are invaluable. They're invaluable so that when you do get to that yes, opportunity meets preparation. Yes. So thinking about success going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm means you don't give up on your dream just because it doesn't happen right away the way you want it. And even when you're in your dream, there will still be some no's. There will still be some failures. And sometimes those failures will happen on the world stage, which can be embarrassing and really, really hard to take if your skin's not that thick. But you know what real success is? Continuing on the journey, not giving up the dream, keeping up to fight the good fight. Malcolm Jamal Warner was a star on television in a country where it has been proven that the system would have been against him being successful in a realm that would be considered white collar. Yet he approached every project with the same enthusiasm. And I'm quite sure that he went on every audition with the same enthusiasm, with the same goal, with the same drive, until he was able, or until he had the clout space to be able to pick and choose and say, no, this is not good for me. Oh, an opportunity. Well, no, this is not good for me, until the tide changed, right? He did say in an interview that he was fortunate to have a good team around him, which is also very important. But in the case of Ozzy Osbourne, do you think everyone likes heavy metal? No. A lot of people do, but some people don't. And I'm quite sure there were spaces where there were no's for him and Black Sabbath. Absolutely. But when you get to yes, and when you achieve success, it's going from, the success wave is great, but you don't lose your enthusiasm just because there is a no or a failure or something that doesn't go your way on your path. You take it as a part of your journey and you push forward in your purpose. I don't think anybody needed that more than me. So listen, I want to say thank you for joining me for this episode of Shift Happens. As we close out today, I want you to think about what your purpose is. I want you to think about what your wins are, what your successes are, what you are doing on your journey to whatever your goal is. Even if that goal is getting through this shift at the warehouse so that you can get closer to your check to take care of your business. Even if your failures are, those little emails that you get. Now, I went from, sending out my email and my resume, my cover letter and my resume for jobs, getting no response. Now I get, oh my gosh, thank you so much for applying. It was a hard decision. They're telling me I was shortlisted, which was great. Thank you. So maybe for the position that I want, I will get a positive response. I mean, it's progress. I don't know. Did I lose you? Probably. Anyway, to close us out, I want us to remember that it's just important to keep in mind what your successes are, what your goal is, those small wins. Because success is going from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. You still do it. You're still you. You're still in pursuit, right? It matters. Listen, let's try to make today a great day. I appreciate you for joining me during this 30-minute or so talk and wind down. Let's make it a great day. Remember to take a deep breath and appreciate yourself and approach everything with the utmost gratitude going forward. And we will check in with you next show. Join me on TikTok at Hasina B Writes, on Instagram at 7 with Sina, and Facebook. And I hope to see you soon. Like, comment, share if you care. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Shift happens.